In the sleepy town of Hollow Grove, every Halloween something unspeakably eerie happened. But this year promised to be the most haunting of all. It began with a rumor, just a whisper among kids, that Old Man Wither's abandoned mansion was showing signs of life. For decades, the imposing structure had sat at the end of Elm Street, windows boarded up, surrounded by gnarled fence that looked like the twisted hands of skeletons reaching out from the ground. Parents would hurry their children past the mansion, warning them never to go near it, especially on Halloween night. But Lily, a precocious 12-year-old with a penchant for ghost stories, thought this year was the perfect opportunity to investigate. Armed with nothing but a flashlight and her unyielding curiosity, Lily convinced her best friends, Tim and Sarah, to join her on Halloween night for an adventure they would never forget. "Are you sure about this, Lily?" Tim asked nervously as they stood before the mansion's creaky gate, costumes rustling in the wind. "There's only one way to find out what's really going on," Lily replied, shining her flashlight at the padded gate. With a surprising ease, the rusty lock popped open, as if inviting them in. Heart-pounding, the trio cautiously stepped onto the property, making their way through the ground, filled with dead plants and creepy statues. The moon was exceptionally bright, casting eerie shadows on the cobblestone path that led them to the front door. "Here goes nothing," Sarah whispered as Lily turned the doorknob. To their surprise, it swung open effortlessly, revealing an expansive, dust-covered hall adorned with faded paintings and an ancient chandelier hanging precariously from the ceiling. As they ventured further inside, they heard a soft, melodic tune coming from the grand piano in the corner of the room, but there was nobody there. The keys moved on their own, playing a melancholic melody that seemed to resonate with the very walls of the mansion. Guys, should pianos play themselves?" Tim stuttered, eyes wide with fear. Before anyone could answer, a gust of wind blew through the room, extinguishing the flickering candles on the mantelpiece and plunging them into darkness. It was then that they heard it, the laughter of children, echoing through the halls, both playful and haunting. "Who's there?" Lily called out, her voice tinged with fear and excitement. There was no response. But suddenly the room was illuminated by a bluish glow emanating from the doorway at the far end of the hall. Intrigued, and with a newfound courage, they decided to follow the light. The glowing doorway led them to a library, its shelves overflowing with ancient books and mysterious artifacts. In the center of the room was a large, ornate mirror, framed with intricate designs that seemed to tell a story. Reflected in the glass was not their own images, but those of three children around their age, dressed in old-fashioned clothes. "Who are you?" Sarah asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "We're the original residents of this mansion," replied the girl. In the mirror, her voice tinged with sadness. "We're trapped here, bound by a curse cast upon us 100 years ago. Only on Halloween do we have a chance to reach out for help." Chilled to the bone and moved deeply, Lily asked, "How can we help you?" The boy in the mirror spoke up. "Find the locket. It contains the spell that can set us free. Our mother hid it in the mansion, fearful of its power, but now it's our only hope." Moved by their story and fueled by a desire to right an ancient wrong, the trio agreed to find the locket. Directed by the whispers of the trapped children, they navigated through secret passageways and solved riddles that tested their wits and their bravery. Finally, they found the locket inside a haunted, hollowed-out book in the study. As they opened the locket, an incantation written on a tiny piece of paper fell out. Lily read the words aloud, and as she did, the room trembled. The mirror shimmered, and the spirits of the children burst forth in a spectacle of light and shadow, finally free. "Thank you," they said in unison before vanishing, leaving behind a room bathed in the soft golden glow of dawn. Emerging from the mansion forever changed and unified by their incredible adventure, Lily, Tim, and Sarah watched in awe as the Old Man Wither's mansion seemed to age backward in time, its board and fences straightening, its windows clearing as if they were also relieved from an old century-long burden. From that day on, Hollow Grove became known for its miraculous Halloween night, and the three friends became local heroes, their bravery the stuff of legends. But what they cherished most was not the accolades or the fame, but the incredible bond they shared and the lives, however spectral, they managed to touch. As years passed by, the story of that fateful Halloween night became a cherished piece of local folklore, shared around campfires and at community gatherings. Children would reenact the adventures of Lily, Tim, and Sarah, their eyes wide with awe and imagination. Yet for our three heroes, the mansion remained a sacred place, a constant reminder that courage and friendship could defy even the darkest of curses. So if you ever find yourself in Hollow Grove on Halloween, walk past the now beautiful mansion at the end of Elm Street, and you'll feel it. A sense of peace, a whisper of gratitude, and the soft, distant laughter of children finally free to play.